What's up, rock stars? Betty Rocker here, and a lot of you guys have been asking me for a simple stretch routine that you can do. Say you've just done a workout or you're just having a recovery day and you want to do some nice stretches for your full body. So I'm going to take you through one of my favorite stretch sequences that'll go head to toe through your entire body and talk to you a little bit about how I think about stretching and the best ways to stretch for your body. So let's just start out right now in the center of our mat, and I want to invite you to make sure that your body is nice and warm right now. If you've just worked out, maybe you've just taken a hot shower, maybe you've just come out of the sauna like me. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to sweep our arms up nice and high overhead, look up, and we're just going to fold forward over our legs. This one you may know, just super simple. Feel free to bend those knees a little bit. Let your hands come down towards the floor or mat. And just gently sway side to side. And just let that feel good. Really, really simple. And again, don't be afraid to bend those knees a little bit. Depending on how tight your hamstrings are, this can just feel really, really nice. And now we're just gonna slowly curl up, all the way up, and sweep our arms up high overhead. And open up those arms, really pull your shoulders back. Awesome job. Now, say that you are just about to start a workout. That's a good time to do dynamic stretching. So stuff that's a little faster, and I'll demonstrate some of that in a minute, but this is the kind of stretching you want to do when you're warm. So we're actually going to start out with a little bit of a chest stretch. I know it's really, really important, and a lot of you work at desks and sit during the day like I do, and we look at our phones. So I want you to put your flat elbow, flat wrist on the side of a wall nearby, and we're just going to step it forward with the same side leg as the arm we're stretching. Now I want you to watch your alignment in your front knee. It should be just lined up over your toe. You don't have to step forward too far. We're just going to really feel a nice stretch through that chest. So just drop into that lunge as much as you feel comfortable. This is one that a lot of people forget about because we always think, oh, my back hurts, so I need to be stretching my back. Actually, your chest muscles really need to be stretched the most because those shoulders, when we bring them forward when we're on our computer all the time or looking down at our phones, are getting really compressed. So this should feel really, really nice. Let's go ahead and come out of that lunge. We're going to come up a little higher, and I repeat this particular stretch multiple times throughout the day when I'm working. It's awesome, and you can see it's also stretching my obliques a little bit here. Good. And if you feel any pain with this, I just want you to come down and just turn away from the wall, just like this, so that it's a little bit more gentle, okay? That's a great way to do this stretch. All right, let's do that on the other side. So I'm gonna use my column over here, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. Flat elbow, flat wrist, and I'm gonna step it forward again with the same side leg as the arm I'm stretching. And you can see it's really giving me a really nice stretch through the chest here. Good. Nice deep breath. Breathe out. Good. That's a little trick, actually, that I wanted to teach you. So when you want to get a little deeper into a stretch, you want to breathe in. And on the out breath, you'll be able to get just a little bit deeper into the stretch. Let's release that and bring the arm up just a little higher to get a slightly different angle on those chest fibers. Nice. Great work. Awesome job. All right, now a lot of people ask me, well, Betty Rocker, how long should I hold a stretch for? And go ahead and come on down to the mat and join me. You want to hold a stretch, really it's a very subjective amount of time. So let's go ahead and roll our shoulders back here for a second. Just get into those shoulders. Awesome. What you want is to take your stretch on a 1 to 10 scale to what feels like a 7. And a 7 for you is different than a 7 for me. It's about it should feel like that good hurt feeling. Let's go ahead and lean forward over our right leg. And you can have a soft bend in the knee here if you like. This one's just great for getting into those hamstrings. And remember that little trick that we used a few minutes ago where we took a nice deep breath in? And on the out breath, we stretched just a little bit deeper. Awesome, awesome job. So I'm going to where my stretch feels like about a 7 on that 1 to 10 scale. 5, 6 feels good. I could stretch there all day. 8 feels a little bit like an ow hurt. So we want to avoid the ow hurt. We want to just go to that 7, like that good hurt feeling, and that's about it. And I actually stop my stretch when my stretch feeling goes down to about a 5 or 6. So that's a really simple way to know when you're done stretching a muscle. You don't have to count to 30 necessarily, although you absolutely can if you like. You're not going to overstretch yourself. Just be sure that you're doing it pain-free and that it feels good. All right, that felt awesome. Let's come out of that. Now we're just gonna do a little twisty stretch. So I'm just gonna place my left foot over my right. I'm gonna bring my elbow to the outside of that knee, and this one's from yoga. It's kind of gonna stretch our organs and our abs, and it's gonna be a nice extra stretch across our upper trap. So I'm just gonna gaze and look over my shoulder here and just turn away. And remember the breathing. Try to notice if you have tension anywhere. I was noticing I was kind of holding my hand down really hard. When you're stretching, it's an opportunity for you to really relax. So just try to check in with your body and see if you're holding any areas of tension. Okay, so we're gonna unwind and we're gonna repeat that on the other side. So I'm gonna bring my right foot into the inside of my left leg now, and I'm just gonna lean forward over my left foot. Again, I'm gonna bend my knee a little bit because my hamstrings are feeling super tight today. And I'm just gonna hinge forward, and don't worry about how far you're going. There's no suspend all judgment here about how far you're stretching. Just remember the 7. Go to where it feels like that good hurt, and let's take a nice deep breath in. Out. Out. And one more. Awesome work, Rockstar. All right, so let's place that foot on the outside of the knee, and we're just gonna bring our elbow to the outside, and I'm gonna turn and look over my other shoulder. And I'm feeling a really awesome stretch through the outside of my glute and hip, and through my chest again. Nice. So good. Okay. Let's get a little deeper into our glutes, and it's really important to stretch our hips out because, of course, we walk a lot during the day, and a lot of us sit a little bit too much, which is why we were starting out with that awesome chest stretch. So let's get right into those glutes now. So go ahead and lean back, and you can see that I have a very tiny little space that I'm stretching in. You can do all of these stretches in a very small amount of space. So let's go ahead and bring our right knee up to our chest. Just give yourself a nice little hug right up to your chest. And you can straighten out the bottom leg, or you can keep it bent, whatever you prefer. And then I'm going to release that knee, and I'm going to bring it up and over to my opposite shoulder. Oh, that feels amazing. Really nice deep stretch through the gluteus medius and maximus, which are 2 working muscles in your glutes that are really, really important. Now, the reason it's so crucial to be doing these stretches when your muscles are warm is because you are able to just get so much more benefit from the stretches. You'll be able to get deeper into them. And stretching and flexibility are so important for our joint health, for our ability to not get injured when we're training. This is one of the reasons why I always stretch. And you, like I was saying at the beginning, let's switch it out. You can stretch when you've just gotten out of the shower. That's a great way to warm up your muscles. You can stretch post-workout, which is what I almost always do. And if you're at the gym or someplace that has a sauna, you can stretch after you've gotten out of the sauna, or you can even stretch when you're inside of it. Super interesting study I just read, actually, was there's an actual study at the University of Auburn, Montgomery, actually, where they found that people who stretched in the sauna actually had greater flexibility and even more joint health. So they got a better stretch when they were stretching in the sauna because they're really warm. Because this kind of sauna actually has the infrared light, which the light spectrum actually penetrates your body deeply. So at a cellular level, you detox from within. So you get really, really warm at a deeper level. Just go ahead and stretch across your body if you have the space here. And we're gonna go into some deeper glute stretches. I just think that stuff is super, super interesting, and I'm always looking for ways to improve my flexibility because, well, I'm 40 right now, and it's just amazing to me that my body is so capable of so many things. Now this is kind of a pretzel-y looking stretch, and I'm just gonna rotate slightly so you could see, but I just have my knee up, and I'm just reaching through to pull it back a little bit here. So I'm really getting nice and deep into my glutes. And for even a little extra, you can press down on the outside of that right knee to get a little bit deeper in there. Ooh, and I'm really feeling that. So, so good. Right, so always looking for ways to be more flexible because that allows me to be stronger. So I'm always working on my strength and flexibility. When we're strong and flexible together is when we reduce the possibility of injury more often, and we also just feel better and move better in our bodies. It's really, really important to reduce inflammation. And if you think about it, exercise does inflame our body systemically, right? Because that's what we do when we're exercising. But we want to make sure that we counterbalance that with flexibility and mobility training and stretching like this. So I know for some of you, like myself, it's hard to slow down. I like to be go, go, go. I like my intense, high intensity interval training workouts. But I found that I'm able to do them more efficiently, my body performs better, and I have better form when I'm really flexible as well. So I do make the time to stretch. So this is just a great little sequence that you can do, and you can see we're really holding these stretches for a good amount of time. Now let's go ahead and stretch our lower back. So just bring your knees up towards your chest, bring your head up towards your knees, and just give yourself a little hug and rock back and forth here. Good. You might feel like you're about to tip over. That's okay. Good work. All right, let's bring our legs straight up in the air, arms up, reach up for your toes, grab behind your legs, and if this is not available to you, don't worry, grab a towel and wrap it around behind your legs and just pull your legs towards you here. Just give yourself a beat with both legs and then release the left leg, hold the right leg, and repeat on the other side. And I know we're doing quite a lot of hamstring stretches, and I'm doing that for a reason for you because I just know, like me, you probably sit a lot and have tighter hamstrings. So when we can really get into these back of leg muscles, posterior chain muscles, we can really do a lot of good for our bodies and just improve our posture and flexibility throughout the day. So just a couple more here. Good. And each time you may notice that you're able to go just a little bit farther. And if you haven't been, I want you to start tuning into your breathing. So beautiful work. All right, last one. All right, open up. And we're gonna come up into a bridge lift, which is gonna nicely open up through our core. So let's go ahead and put our feet down on your mat and just go ahead and lift your hips up high. And you can reach your hands down and you can walk your shoulders underneath you. And you should feel a nice opening stretch here. And this looks just like when we're doing booty lifts and bridge lifts. This looks just like that. But our intention here is different. And we're just going to breathe into our stomach. And release. Breathe in. And release. Now for those of you who are maybe a little more advanced or who've tried wheel before, let's go ahead and place your hands on either side of your shoulders, and maybe you want to just hang out right here, or you're welcome to join me and come up into wheel and just really stretch out your spine. You can lift your toes up, just really get into that. And let's come down the same way we came up, support on that lower back. And it's absolutely fine if you want to stay in the bridge and not take the wheel. I'm just going to sit up here. Oh, so good. Let's try a couple of quick standing stretches in case you find yourself at your desk and or chair at work and you just want to do something that stretches you out where you are. So a couple that I really like to do. You can pretend that this is the back of your chair or your chair seat, or you can just use the side of a wall. It's very versatile. So I'm just going to stretch my hamstring this way. I'm just going to lean forward over it. And I'm nice and stretched out now, so I'm able to go pretty deep on this one. And I'm going to come back out of that. I'm just going to hold on to the sauna beside me or wall. I'm going to grab the inside of my right foot and I'm going to pull it up for a nice little quad stretch. I really like this one. This is great. I run a lot on the beach, and this is one of the ones I like to do post-running when I'm nice and warm. Awesome. Okay, let's do that on the other side. I'll use this wall. I'm going to put my foot up against it. And again, feel free to do this much lower here because you can lean forward over it. You can bend that knee to get a little bit deeper. Just be where you're at, and remember your 7. Go to that 7. Nicely done. And we're going to come out of that and come right into our quad stretch. Now, I don't know about you, but my calves often get really, really tight and sore. And a lot of people just think of the one calf stretch that they do up against the wall. And I'm going to do that one right now, but I've got a fun little variation for you of that as well. So we're going to come to our wall. We're going to press against it. And you've probably seen this stretch before where we just have our foot back and we're just getting into the calf. But your calf's actually a 2-headed muscle, and one of the heads doesn't cross your knee joint. So the significance of that when we stretch it is you can actually bend the knee and get into the stretch again. And you may not feel a lot of this. You may feel it more down around your Achilles tendon. But I like to go back and forth between these 2 stretches and really work those calf muscles. Good. And you may find it's hard to keep your calf down on the mat when you are doing that bent knee stretch. And that's a good sign that it's just a little bit tight. So just be with it. Just work with it. Good. And I'm going to repeat that with the other leg. You get into that calf stretch. And I'm going to bend and straighten and bend and straighten. These feel amazing. I'm so glad I'm doing these. Thank you for doing these stretches with me. So good for your body. Your body will be thanking you afterwards. Awesome job. Okay, let's do one final forward fold, and then I'm going to do a little neck stretch action for you because I know, like me, you probably get a tight neck during the day with using your phone. I know I do. All right, arms up high overhead again, and let's fold it forward and just check in and notice how much farther down you're able to stretch. My spine just released, which felt amazing. So I'm able to go quite a bit farther this time than I was. I can actually put my flat hands on the mat because we just really, really stretched out the body effectively with those little series of glute, hamstring, back, and core stretches that we just did. Awesome. Come on up nice and slow. Now the next stretches, you can either do these sitting down or you can do them standing like I am. And of course, they're best when you're in a warm environment. So try them in the shower or the sauna at your gym if you happen to be there. So I'm just going to take this part of my palm, this flat part of my palm, and place it just below my collarbone here in the center. And I'm just going to kind of hook down on the skin, give it a little tug down. I'm going to place my other hand on top, and I'm just going to lean back just like this, getting a nice stretch to that front fascia of the neck. And this is very relieving for your back vertebrae because when your front neck muscles get very tight from looking down all day, they actually put a lot of pressure on the back of your neck vertebrae. So let's go ahead and place our hand below the left side of the collarbone, and we're going to kind of look up and to the right and go ahead and play around with the angle of this here. This is just such an amazing stretch. And do your breathing and notice your 7. Go on your 1 to 10 scale. You've already learned so much today. And back to center. My neck always pops a little bit with these. And I'm getting a little deeper just by rotating my head back a little bit more. Awesome, awesome job, Rockstar. Great work. Now say, I did promise you at the beginning that if you were at the beginning of a workout and your muscles weren't warm, I said dynamic stretches are great. And dynamic stretches are very simple. Just simple movements where you're moving your body in a dynamic stretching motion. And this is all you have to do. So you can do things like this. You can bring your leg in and out. So I'm really warming and stretching my joints at the same time. So there are these little Golgi tendon organs that live right at the top of your muscles cells, and it lets your muscles know how far they can stretch in space. You've got muscle spindle cells, Golgi tendon organs, all these really cool little guys in there that let your body know how far it can stretch. And what we're doing when we dynamically stretch is we're waking them up and we're letting them know, hey, you can stretch. And we're also warming them, bringing some blood flow to the area, stimulating the synovial fluid that lives in your joint space so that it's nice and warm and preparing you for your workout. So I'm just going to do a couple of different planes of movement here. So side to side, front to back, which just feels awesome. Really simple. Don't go too big here. You want to not hurt your back. And then you can just do some dynamic arm circles if you're planning to do some push-ups or you're planning to do some upper body. Just warming up the joint space, getting into those muscles. You can do simple forward back swings. And these are absolutely fine to do post-workout as well if that feels good. Nothing wrong with this. I would just really caution you from doing heavy static stretching right after or right before you're doing a workout, because it's easy to tear cold muscles. So that's why I really recommend doing those stretches I was just showing you when your muscles and your body are very warm. Great way to warm up for any workout, of course, is body weight exercises dynamically. And my favorite move to warm up, of course, is the full body extension, which gets your arms, hips, all of your major moving joints together. And that's a really great move. Of course, you can make it much more challenging by going faster and harder. And that's just an awesome way to get into your warm up as well. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for doing that quick little stretch sequence with me. Leave me a comment down below this video. Let me know how you like to stretch if you have any questions at all. And be sure to do a sauna session sometime soon so that you can take advantage of that amazing deep cellular heat for your body, that warmth that really penetrates at a cellular level right down to your core. And try stretching in the sauna because it's amazing and you will get so much deeper into your stretches. Really, the name of the game is improving your flexibility to protect your joints through time like I am. Take the time to stretch. Be sure to connect with me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'd love to talk to you and I'd love to see your pictures and posts. So I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome and amazing. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.